Hello folks, and welcome back to round 2 of Masters coverage of the 2023 PDGA Tim Selinske US Masters. This is a PDGA Major event presented by Innova Discs. We'd also like to thank Gatekeeper Media for the coverage of this event. My name is Nick Hanson. Alongside me is Philo Brathwaite. How you doing today, Philo?
Awesome, brother Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing great. The change of course is something I'm very excited for as we're heading into the woods here in Dexter. Compared to the ball golf course, more your style of play, or?
No. I mean, yeah, my home course is a little short wooded track, but I prefer to be out in the open, honestly.
Yeah, so we'll see how that fares today for our card, but taking a look at our leaderboard here, a couple in double digits, but plenty of people close behind it. And let's get right over into hole 1. Hole 1 is a 485-foot, slightly downhill, wide open shot here for them folks. Good one to just kind of let rip. It's not a good representation of the course, but chance for birdie here.
Absolutely. You got to put a move on this one, that's for sure. Carrying all of that 485.
Now just a little turned over there. Philo, you're up next here. Looks like going with one of them beefy destroyers maybe again?
Mid-stable destroyer. Not quite super glidey. There's some wind pushing around out there. Try to get over on it and catch a ride.
A little short and left there, but should be an easy up and down range for your par. Chris Shotwell here next.
Joining me out there to the left.
Shasta Criss here. DGA sponsored player. Looks like he got his disc further right than the group, but it's going to be low, so he's going to be quite a bit short there.
A little fluffy there for Shasta. Gonna have some work to save par. And same for lefty.
Not messing around with that one, it looked like. Getting out of there with your 3. Moving on to hole 2. Chris here. Giving it a slight bid, but it's going to be inside the circle for 3. Shasta's going to be low with that par putt. He's going to be dropping in bogey. Lefty Owl also having a little trouble there. Ooh.
It's all the wind, man. That was a pretty good putt from Chris. Wind held it up, caught top chains, didn't allow it to drop in. 3 bogeys and a par for the lead card to start off round 2.
It's a not ideal start for our card, but
absolutely a frustrating bogey to take on a wide open par 3 like that. Swinging it on over to hole number 2, just 235 feet. A little bit of texture here. I think most players are going to opt for the sidearm or lefty route. There's an OB line out there to the left, about, I'd say, 90 feet away from the target. Plenty of space to work with. Best to shoot it a little long, actually, on this hole. It's not too bad. Circle 1.
caught a little early, but still trickled through. Lefty Al up next. Coming in a little high. You really need to get lower there to get into the green, I would say.
This looks like the appropriate line. Beats most of the trees well inside circle 1 for Chris.
Yeah, and I'm seeing that that back alley you're talking about there, where it's going a little deep to get into the green, is looking very appetizing.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good from Shasta as well. A little bump and run. There you go. Kind of curl inside circle one. Leave yourself a little downhill putt.
And Al, exactly that. A downhill putt and catching his first birdie of the round.
That's a solid bounce back after picking up the early bogue. Bit of a death putt there for Lefty, but he wasted no time sending that home. That was much more awkward than it looks, ladies and gentlemen. Shasta had about 3 of those trees in his face. Had to really get touchy with that. Drops it in there beautifully.
Yeah, this second camera angle here really shows you that angle change from up top to down below. And just a little high there on your release.
Yeah, you see that flag starting to move now. It started to pick up right as I went to putt. Shotwell.
Oh, no.
Trying to make the adjustment, keep it a little lower. Catch an edge and rolling. That's going to be a tough putt for par.
So here's Chris from about circle's edge. And that one is going to sit, thankfully, but he's going to have a bogey start. And you know, you would think with us getting into the woods, you wouldn't feel the wind as much, but out there on the course yesterday, I even felt that wind blowing through those trees.
Absolutely, it was gusty. You know, all week so far, it's been pretty breezy. Obviously, you saw round one, ripping wind out there at Circle Bar. Here at Dexter, though, we're not too far away from that region. Still kind of breezy. That's so good. The touch that you need to have on that shot for a lefty.
Oh, it's
Beautiful.
So nice to watch his disc fly. Shasta up now.
Cut that about as thin as he could, Shasta did. Park job.
Yep, throwing that straight shot, you really just want to get in front of that tree and get to the left of it and hope it keeps pushing straight.
Mer.
And that's the tree to beat there. So, Philo, you go to a standstill there. Can you tell the people why you would choose a standstill over maybe a two-step run-up?
Well, for my swing, it's not much speed, so I prefer to go to standstill just to kind of keep the balance and the rhythm nice and smooth without adding any extra steps, because I don't need extra power. It's downhill. It barely feels like 130 feet off the tee pad, so just trying to keep things smooth and in the pocket.
Yeah.
Eliminate the steps I don't need.
Got Al here for his birdie. And there's another one for him. Getting back to under par. Chris a little deep. Gonna have some hangers in front of him, but makes it look easy. Getting his birdie. Good stick there for you, Philo, to get your par.
Honestly, not the start you'd like on a course like Dexter. Those first 3 holes, you'd like to get a couple of them. Hole 1, you can walk out of there with a par and not really stress too much, but holes 2 and 3 are so short and a little technical, but you feel like they're right in front of you. You should walk out of there with a birdie on a couple of those.
How is your putter release so powerful even as far out as 50 feet? A lot of the power on my putt is generated from like a little finger pop / wrist action at the very end. Hold a disc in your hand even when you're sitting down on a couch. You can kind of just pop it up. Try to like pop the disc vertical. Do this and just slowly practice getting it higher, and you're just really trying to use your wrist, not really your arm. That's how I do it, and that's a tip to how you can do it too.
All right, we're back on hole 4, 206-foot par 3. The shot is going to be moving from left to right. Another shorty here along the woods.
Little chip shot. Most everybody's going to opt for the sidearm lefty route. Really tough to get in there with the righty backhand. No problem for lefty Al. Right there on the bullseye.
Shasta going with that sidearm.
Oh, catches one of those guardians on the way into the green. Circle's edge putt for Shasta coming up.
Chris Shotwell also going with the sidearm.
Beautiful.
Philo getting a nice skip inside the circle and sitting down in bullseye. Get yourself a gatekeeper replay. It's a good way to bounce back. Stress-free putt.
Yeah.
I say bounce back. You didn't take any bogeys, but like
Not
I was
yet.
saying, you feel like you should be taking birdies on those first 3. And
At least a couple of them, yeah.
good putt from Shasta there, about
that's a-
circle's edge.
Heck of a putt from Shasta. Star frame.
It's good to get those ones rolling early. All right, we're on hole 5, 285-foot par 3. Another one that is going to be moving left to right, but it's pretty tight in there at the end. Mostly, I'm going to see probably some lefty or sidearm routes again.
For sure, very protected green. The fairway's pretty nice until you get about 50 feet away. And honestly, lefty was pretty greasy to slide past that first one. I thought he was going to hit left on that first tree and go really bad. Still in the fairway. Shasta a bit sawed off. Out there in the woods.
Yeah, if you're not on your lines here at this course, you can get into hurry. You can get into trouble in a hurry.
This is a really nice looking shot here from Shotty. Haven't really seen anybody go to the righty backhand, going really understable, cranking that thing over. Just peels out a little early. Still a good look for a birdie putt. That's about what I was playing for. Circle's edge putt.
Yeah, that'll get you up there for a look. Once again, it's all about the amount of chances you give yourself throughout a round. If you can get up there for enough looks, the players at this level, the putts are gonna start to drop eventually.
Shasta getting crafty from the woods.
Wow!
Well done to scrape up par here. Nice scramble. Third shot for lefty Al. Trying to fling that thing in there.
Almost. All right, yourself for birdie here, just outside the circle. And just a little high, getting that band again. The shot by Shasta there that we just saw, it's one that I miss. With the Pro Tour nowadays, we're getting away from the scramble. The rough is getting clear, and the scrambling is just not as much there as it used to be. When you get off the rough, you should be in the rough, I feel like.
Or it's just out of bounds. Some places are definitely a natural out of bounds, natural hazard should you find some rough. But yeah, the courses are getting longer. The players are obviously throwing the disc a lot harder, so the courses are getting stretched out, playing more open spaces. And yeah, it's kind of the nature of the game.
Yep.
Things change, things evolve. Definitely is nice to get into the woods every once in a while and have some diversity and some variety in shot shapes and use the whole bag.
Yep. All right, hole 6, our first par 4 of the day, 493 feet. Players are going to try to get past these trees here and then work their way up into the green.
Once again, very protected green. Tons of trees here to navigate. Best to get out to the right of this fairway if you can once you miss the initial gap, or if you can miss the initial gap. Get out there to the right, really opens up the approach. Yeah, That's a bad kick heading way over into 7's fairway, almost to the road for Shasta.
And that's that gap you were mentioning that we want to get just through.
Got a couple options here. You could take the skinny route. You could go the hyzer flip like Shotwell's looking for. And actually, that's a good kick to get him to the right side. Still has an opportunity. Dealing with a little bit of headwind here. Expecting it to roll the nose over. Didn't happen. Wrong fairway.
Chipping down the wrong fairway, that'll happen. It looked like it was about to roll for you, but just never got there. Al up here next. Getting a good flip out of his disc. Oh, catching what looks like the last tree in that fairway for him. Shasta with his second.
Got robbed by some thick grass. Definitely had the angle to skip, but didn't get it. Shotwell burns one over a little too much. Got a little bit of a outside in, little flex here, and just under commit, catch another tree, and scramble mode activated.
Got lefty Al going to a sidearm here for his approach into the green.
Runs it a little deep, but lefty Al's got a putt.
Shotwell with his third. Also going to get caught up early there.
Yeah, sawed that one off a little bit. Be out there in that 35-foot range.
As you were saying, this green is very hard to get into here.
Yeah, and there's that sticky grass right in front of it too that obviously has been killing the speed. Got me there. Looking to do a little bump and run. About 3 feet further, and I probably would have skipped all the way in there.
Shasta giving a layup bid to secure his par.
Criss off the mark for par. Trying to save par myself.
Oh, and just a little high again there for you, Philo.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too juiced up here this round with the putter. Lefty Al slides one in for birdie. That's a great birdie from that drive. Comes up a little short, gets crafty to get into the green. Solid putt. Shot well for bogey. Sends that on home.
Philo for his bogey. Shasta stepping up for his par. And we'll be right back after a short break.
Ever since I won Worlds, I had my goals set on another major win. There's no past and there's no future. It's only this moment here.
It's just beautiful to watch Criss throw the disc. Outright brilliance from Kristen.
The winner of the 2023 PDGA Champions Cup, Kristen Tatar.
All right, we're back on hole 7. It's a 372-foot par 3.
This hole's got some teeth, man. You got to throw a dime on this. I think the most successful shots on this hole have been the roller. Or if you're a lefty player, then you can just fire hyzer straight down there, and hopefully you get clean on these late trees. Lefty, favorable play for him compared to all the righty backhand throwers on the card. That's a really good looking shot. Getting about pin high, just outside circle. Solid shot from Al.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about this one. This one, we played this course earlier in the week, and it was very hard to get up there to get a putt. As Shasta's going with exactly what you said, the roller there.
Trying to rumble his way down there. Hung it out there a bit. Kind of back into the fairway from hole 6. A little 80-footer or so. Shotwell, I believe, also trying to set up roller. That's not going to have the right angle. Not going to stand up fast enough. And that's running out to the left. Going to go all the way across Six's fairway. And
Ooh,
not
man.
too bad to end up. He's actually in the open there. Going to have a straight look into the green.
So a fortunate roll off there. Yourself here going with the backhand. Oh,
That was close to hitting the hot line.
that looked so good off the release, Philo.
Just a little tight.
Has to go with the standstill, sidearm approach into the green.
It's inside the circle. Got to straddle out around a tree.
Chris Shotwell here with his second.
Burned it into the ground a little early. Gonna have a tester.
This grass today is really eating up those discs, not giving it any extra distance.
Shasta uphill bid. Kind of a little safe half run at it. Tap in for his par. Lefty Al strokes on folks. Oh, no.
The stepper just a little bit outside off the mark.
That's a solid putt there from Shotty. Nice little scramble up. Yep, beating myself. No excuse for missing that putt.
Those are tough ones when you've been a little high and then you match it with a low one.
I
There's
just
time for
didn't
you to
turn
turn
it
it
over
around,
enough.
though.
It really wasn't too low. It was just like underturned. I needed to put a little turnover on it, and I just kind of babied it out of the hand and didn't give it any speed. That's all me. Operator error.
Shasta here for his par.
Bit sloppy here for this lead card. First 9 holes. Try to turn things around here on hole 8. Pretty straightforward play for the righty backhands. A little bit of a break from all the lefty holes. Licking our chops here, 336. Pretty fair. A couple of late trees to miss. Lefty on the box.
Oh, and the tall turnover.
Insane angle at a lefty. Does catch some tree early. Gonna have a long circle 2 putt. Shasta Criss trying to dial up the middle route.
Looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, misses that tree to beat. Skips inside circle 1.
Giving himself a look there. Chris Shotwell up.
Early release there from Shotwell. I saw the shape he was going for, but just a smidge early. Give it a little bit more respect than that.
Good line out of you, looks like, Philo. And oh boy, another one almost in the bullseye.
Yeah, that's too close to miss there. Got to capitalize on that one.
It's a good bounce back after the last hole. Chris just a little overturned on that shot. It's going to be a little bit of a tester there for par.
Kind of a half go there for Al Hermosillo.
Shasta for birdie.
Ooh, he knew it too. Just does catch left side, band chains, chains and rim, inside rim, and sticks for Shasta. Shotwell. Scramble up a par. That's a solid putt. That tester range, things can go sideways there in a hurry if you don't give it that full attention.
They can. They also can really get you going too when you make a putt like that.
Yeah, you got to get something going at some point when you're starting off with a bunch of bogeys. That's for sure. The putting confidence definitely the way to get you rolling once again.
Allen for his par. Here on hole 9, 259 feet, par 3. Most players are going to be on this left side. These trees we're passing now are the ones to beat. If you can get past there, you'll likely get up into the green for a putt. Shasta up first.
Man, that really has some nice look to it. Just fades out a little early. Would like to see it carry a little straighter, a little longer. Going to a beat up Wraith here. Fast and really straight. Try to hit it on a tight line. I thought I had it.
Oh. Looked good, Philo. Catch.
It looked good out the hand, right in the space you'd like it. Lefty, ow. Going
Wow.
putter turnover. And he's going to get himself a look right inside circle one.
These high
Such a technical shot for the lefty player.
These high turnovers he's throwing are so impressive.
Now, he's got game, man. He's very crafty. Shotwell, giving a little more width to this, and so much foliage up there, all these limbs. Tough to get a clean poke through that gap.
Philo with his second here. Oh, Philo.
Just drops under the cage.
Like a healthy bid there. Chris Shotwell for his 2.
Yeah, you see that little early jerk there. Just takes him offline. Good height, good speed.
Shasta for birdie.
Oh, we were liking that out the hand for Shasta. Just runs out of juice. Good stop, though. Those can catch an edge and roll in a heartbeat on this hole.
Yep.
Lefty, ow. Picking up strokes on the righty hole over all of us righty-dominant backhand throwers. Pretty fair gap for us, and he figures it out. Gonna steal the lone birdie. That should wrap us up for our front 9 here at Dexter. Lefty Al holding it down on top of the card. Shasta Criss playing strong, and Chris Shotwell and myself are going to try to figure it out on the back 9.
Plenty of holes left for the lead card here to figure it out, but like you were saying, Lefty Al is, really putting it on. He got those 2 bogeys, but to get back to 3 down is pretty good. Shasta is also at 3 down, yourself at even. But let's take a look at our leaderboard here. Dutch with an 8 down so far, pulling himself into the lead. Kale close behind. Some stuff to work on here on the back 9, Philo, but plenty of time for yourself to turn it around and the rest of our card mates. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the back 9.